Welcome into Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. In today's show, we're going to be breaking down the latest rumors surrounding the Knicks, which also surround Donovan Mitchell. No, it is not summer 2022. It is summer 2023, and the Donovan Mitchell rumors continue to circle around the New York Knicks. Reports are coming out that the Knicks are keeping their eyes on the Donovan Mitchell situation, as he has just 2 years left on his contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And reports coming out of Cleveland are saying that Donovan Mitchell does not plan to be there long term. I mean, there has just been so much smoke around this. And again, we have smoke surrounding Donovan Mitchell. It almost seems like it is just inevitable that one day, somehow, some way, that Donovan Mitchell is going to be wearing the blue and orange and suiting up for the New York Knicks. This is what the New York Post wrote recently about Donovan Mitchell. They said, while the Knicks will search elsewhere via the trade market this summer to improve their roster in hopes of taking the next step towards a title, Donovan Mitchell's status will continue to bear watching over the next 2 years due to his ongoing flirtation with his hometown team. And I was kind of caught off guard by this post, but then I kind of went on my Twitter scroll and started to look at the tea leaves. And just a couple of days ago, you had good old Dan Orlovsky. Hopefully he didn't run out of the back of the end zone in this picture. Then you got this guy, not sure who that is, but you got Allen Houston and good old Donovan Mitchell playing a little bit of golf. I'm sure Allen Houston, member of the Knicks front office, didn't bring up the Knicks at all to Donovan Mitchell. And I'm sure Donovan Mitchell didn't bring up the New York Knicks to good old Allen Houston. But it wasn't just this. Then I saw D-Mitch talking on a podcast, and he said, for Game 3, when we came out at Madison Square Garden in the playoffs, the noise, the fans, when they did the anthem, bruh, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. Like, when they did the anthem, I was like, damn, this shit is jumping. Like, I was geeked. Donovan Mitchell wants to be a New York Knick so bad, and how could I blame him? It's the best franchise in the NBA with the best damn fans in the world, and it's a part of the world where he was raised. He's got family there. His dad works for the New York Knicks. We know all the connections to the Knicks. I don't need to waste my time with Mitchell and those and you anymore, especially if you were a subscriber last offseason. But Jason Lloyd, a couple of days ago, who covers Cleveland sports for The Athletic, said this in a write-up. He said, from everyone I've talked to, Mitchell wants to go to New York. Now, does New York want him? I don't know, but that's where he wants to go. That's where he wants to play. You have 2 years left. Do you really think, after all the assets that the Cavs gave up to acquire him, that they're going to run the risk of him leaving and letting him leave and getting nothing in return for him, right? No. You're gonna have to trade him with a year left on his contract unless you get a big extension out of him. Unless you get a commitment out of him, I don't think that's happening. In 2010, when LeBron left Cleveland the first time, Dan Gilbert told all the people close to him, quote, I should have traded him with a year left on his contract. And I believe Dan Gilbert has learned from that situation, and now he's got a chance with Mitchell, the former Jazz, and now a member of the Cavs, a chance to right his wrongs. He is not going to let Donovan Mitchell enter NBA free agency with a chance of him leaving and going and signing with the Knicks or whoever it may be and getting nothing in return. So I want to ask, before we even get to free agency, and then maybe the Cavs are already thinking about moving on from Donovan Mitchell and trying to recoup some of the assets that they spent to get the All-NBA scoring guard. Should the Knicks, though, make a move for Mitchell? Should they trade for him? Type T for trade, type P for pass. I want to hear from you down below. I do want to say this. I don't think D-Mitch is a Cavalier long-term, and I honestly think this will probably be Donovan's last season wearing a Cleveland Cavaliers uniform. I don't think that he is going to sign an extension there, and I don't think the Cavs are going to risk going into the 2020, that would be the 2025 season. I believe they'll play out the 2023-2024 season. But before we get to that 2024-2025 year, I believe the Cavs are going to move on from Mitchell and try to get back some of those assets. Mitchell does have a player option for the 2025 summer, which he is expected to decline, and he will become a free agent. So if the Knicks are interested, like these reports are coming out, They don't necessarily have to trade for him this offseason. And I doubt the Cavs do trade Donovan Mitchell this offseason. So the Knicks, I think, the most likely pathway for Mitchell to finally become a New York Knick is either A, they make a trade for him next offseason, or B, they wait for the following offseason and sign him in NBA free agency. The Knicks need to make a move right now, though. That's what they need to do. They are a good team, no doubt about it. Are they a great team? They've played great basketball at times, but I wouldn't call the New York Knicks, as currently constructed, a great basketball team. And they need to make a move now so they can compete in the 2023 and 2024 season and get past the second round and try to get into the conference finals for the Eastern Conference. But I will say this. I'm not going to be shocked if one day we're talking about Donovan Mitchell as a part of the New York Knicks. It just seems like we are going down that pipeline. The connections to Leon Rose, the connections to New York, family being in New York. It just seems like one day, somehow, some way, this man is going to be wearing number 45 for the New York Knicks, and he's going to be a fan favorite. It just seems like that is going to happen. Is it this offseason? I don't think so. Is it next offseason? Definitely a shot. Is it the offseason after that? I think that is your strongest case when he is a free agent. We'll break down more about Donovan coming up in a second, but the NBA offseason is here, and that's when the real fans stand up. And if you are a real one, a Knicks Now real one, get your shirt today. Go to chatsports.com/realknicks. The link is right here. I'll also put it in the description where you can go click on it, get your shirt today. And if you get your shirt, when it comes in, put it on. One, you're already going to get way more. You know what I'm talking about. But I'll also put a picture of you on the show. Just send it to me on Twitter @MarshallGreen_. Mitchell, I think, had his best season in the NBA by far this past year as a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was the first time he was ever named a member of the All-NBA team, and he really took that step where I think he went from a star to a fringe superstar. I wouldn't call him a superstar, but I would say he took a step. He's getting closer and closer to that level. 28 points per game in the regular season, 4+ rebounds, 4+ assists, great efficiency too, right? 48+% from the deck and almost 39% from beyond the three-point arc. He was a great player for the Cavs this year. Unfortunately for the Cavs, but fortunately for the Knicks, he wasn't that same guy in the postseason. His points per game went down from 28+ to 23. His assists went up because he had that really good game where he had like 13 assists. It was a career high, so that number is pretty high at 7.2. But he averaged 3.8 turnovers per game. And his efficiency also went down, 48+% in the regular season to 43 in the postseason. And the three-point percentage went down from almost 39% to 29%. So I will say, I'm saying all this to say that Mitchell is not my ideal two-guard next to Jalen Brunson. But I also know that beggars can't be choosers. And if the Knicks can get an all-NBA two-guard to play alongside Brunson, you may have to pull that trigger. But he's not the guy that I want there the most. Honestly, the guy that I want to be the starting two-guard is already on this roster. His name is Quentin Grimes. It's just the starting small forward I want is not on this roster. Sorry to say it ain't RJ Barrett. I want a 3-and-D guy, a true 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" small forward that can knock down the three ball, can handle and plays legit defense. I'm not saying I don't believe in RJ Barrett. I just don't believe that he is the small forward of the future for the New York Knicks. I also enjoy the fact that Donovan Mitchell wants to be a Knick. It's cool. It's cool again to want to be a Knick. And it has been so long, if ever in my lifetime, that was the thing. How many times have we seen Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade? All these times we went into free agency going big game hunting, and they mocked us. Dwayne Wade said, "I'm in a New York state of mind." Then he re-signed with the Miami Heat. LeBron was supposedly going to sign with the Knicks in 2010. Then in reports where the meeting was absolutely awful, and he no longer wanted to be a part of that. We are far and away from those days. The Knicks are cool. It's cool to want to be a Knick. And Donovan Mitchell, don't you wish you were a New York Knick? I want to ask this question to close out the show, though. Will he ever be a Knick? Will he ever wear the orange and blue? Will he ever wear a jersey with New York across his chest that represents the Knicks? Let me know. Type Y for yes. Type N for no. As always, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in to Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I love doing these videos, and I love that you guys love the videos. So we appreciate it. Have a good weekend. And if you made it this far in the show, hit that thumbs up icon.